Hi, welcome to Flickr Footnotes. I'm Jared Kingery. With me is Kiko Martinez, the Cinesnob, and the ladies. We've got dates today.
I have 2 dates.
He has 2 dates. I just have one.
I'm going to have to try to do that move that I used to do in high school, but never
Which one
worked.
is that? That looked like a push-up or
You
something.
stretch up.
Oh, these are love seats, because these are from Santikos.
Oh,
You can snuggle up with Allie there, or you can have her switch places with Catherine, and this is Laura over here. She's got her snow cone here, so that's...
Goes well with popcorn.
Yeah, that's like a denied maneuver right there. Like if you're sitting with a girl and she puts a drink right there, you're like, oh, forget it. All right, speaking of Santikos, they're having their Centennial Celebration film series. Next week is Stripes. You can go see Stripes for free. And they also have, at the Mayan, excuse me, the Mayan, the Northwest, and the Rialto, they have $2 hot dogs, $2 hot apple pies. Something I was not aware that they had at the movie theater.
I hope it comes with ice cream.
You do?
Yeah, I like it a la mode.
A la mode. See, we were talking about this a minute ago, and I think they only have gelato. They don't have ice cream. They probably have the Dippin'. Do they have Dippin' Dots there?
No.
The ice cream of the future?
It'll work.
When is that coming? When is that going to happen? That's been promised as the ice cream of the future for years.
You know what I miss? I miss Big Red popsicles. Remember
Really?
that?
I never liked Big Red. Anybody?
Yeah, I like Big Red, not
Blasphemous.
Big Red. What are Big Red popsicles?
They're Big Red
I don't like Big Red.
popsicles.
My
with
sister loves
Big
it.
Red flavor.
I remember when she had like she'd make like the Joker mouth drinking it. You know what I'm talking about? All right, moving on. Our first movie this week is Cowboys and Aliens.
Yeah, this is the big budget sci-fi western adapted from the graphic novel of the same name, which was printed just a few years back in 2006. So it's one of those newer comic books. I don't know if you're into the new comic books.
I haven't read a comic book in years.
Oh,
but I will. But
sure.
I will claim to like Spider-Man and all that.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Well, this isn't as big as, you know, the Marvel or the DC, but it does star some big names. James Bond himself, Daniel Craig. He plays this loner fugitive, fittingly named Jake Lonergan.
Was that what that was supposed to be?
I don't know, but it has to be.
They called him Lonergan, though.
Lonergan. It's spelled Lonergan. Anyway,
so they called him Lonergan.
He wakes up in the wakes up in the Old West with amnesia. So, of course, taking from alien lore, when an alien takes a human off of the Earth or abducts them, they of course scan their brain after they drop them off from Earth. So they kind of.
You're speaking from a very factual point of view on this.
I've never been abducted myself, I don't think. But see, I wouldn't know because they would have scanned my brain afterwards, you know. So
that's a thorough alien will. Some of them don't.
Right, right. Well, this is directed by Jon Favreau, who did a great job with the first Iron Man, I thought, and okay job with the second one. Yeah. But I think he kind of disappointed us here with the genre mashup that he gave us.
I see. People call this a mashup, and I don't really think that's quite an accurate term. I mean, because it's just sort of like. I mean, there's aliens, but they're sort of. It doesn't really make it. It's not about aliens.
Mm-hmm, right.
It's more of a Western, where these weirdo creatures are attacking. Like they could have been monsters, they could have been.
And I think that's a big problem because they just picked 2 genres and they kind of just they just put them together without really. I mean, there's some things that link them, I guess, like the cattle baron. I mean, when aliens come down, they usually.
Played by Harrison Ford.
Played by Harrison Ford in this. Who I thought was miscast, actually.
He's been phoning it in for years, and I think this was a little different. This wasn't as bad as something like. The Devil's Own, something I can like. Was that how long ago was that? That was like 14
Well, like
years
the
ago.
last Indiana Jones is pretty.
I liked the last Indiana Jones,
well.
but that's who he's basically is Indiana Jones, so he can't really misplay that part.
And I think they try to use that to their advantage, having Indiana Jones and the new James Bond kind of battle out aliens. That's I couldn't get past some of those.
Well, another of the weird things too, like they set up Harrison Ford's character to be like this huge evil jerk at the beginning, and they totally dropped the ball on that.
Right, they did. And I think another problem was, I mean, in the past, these genre movies that they put together haven't really worked in the past. Like you remember Wild Wild West, where they tried which tried to be a little bit more silly than a movie like this. And then last year was the really bad Jonah Hex, which had like a paranormal story mixed with a Western.
Were y'all even alive when Wild Wild West came out? Or were y'all in like 3rd grade?
Alive?
Because they were like in college and in 1999?
I was 9.
9?
Do you remember the song?
Well,
Will Smith. There we go. Laura, how old were you in 1999?
that was senior year of high school.
Ah, I was already graduated. I was in second year in college.
So
Anyway,
I think it's a hard thing to do.
let's get old here. No, it's nothing. Nobody's ever really pulled it off, and I think had this not been so dull, and
I thought it was going to be a lot more fun than it was.
Right.
I thought it was going to be more like a Zombieland movie where it kind of winks at you, like.
Right.
But they took it themselves way too seriously. They really wanted to make a Western.
And the part where they sort of slowly dole out information that would have helped immediately. Like there's one character who knows what's going on, but doesn't tell anybody until halfway through the film.
Right.
And it just sets it up as like, oh, what have we been wasting our time with this first half of the film for?
I totally
Did that
agree.
make sense? Did I?
Yeah, I was bored pretty much.
I was bored too, and I was really disappointed.
Yeah, me too.
And I kept thinking about, because Robert Downey Jr. was originally cast in this, and how much better maybe it would have been.
I don't know. I think they needed a new antagonist. I didn't think Harrison Ford worked. Daniel Craig was okay. He has screen presence. I mean,
Yeah, but I think Robert Downey Jr. would have made it more fun.
I think it took itself way too seriously. They really wanted to. I remember reading an article where the writers were like, this is like Unforgiven with aliens landing,
Well,
but it isn't.
You're right. It was
isn't
not at all.
When watching Unforgiven, you're like stuck to that Western. Like you can't get your eyes off of it. But with this one, the Western didn't really work either.
I thought like Back to the Future 3
Right.
had more of a Western presence. There's a good Western sci-fi
There you
mashup
go.
for you. That came out in 1990, so you wouldn't have been.
Born in 91.
All right. Yeah. So what's your grade on this one?
I'm giving this a C-.
I would have to agree with that. Not a total disappointment. Not something I hated, but
Yeah, just
something that's very disappointing
Right.
and didn't live up to its potential. What would you give it, Laura?
I like cowboys.
What about Aliens?
I don't like aliens.
You got to talk louder because you're not mic'd up.
I like cowboys.
Okay. And Aliens?
I don't like aliens.
This is going to make a weird. All right. Next up, moving on, we've got Crazy Stupid Love.
Yeah, as recognizable as a storyline this is, I was fairly surprised at this little romantic comedy, which stars Steve Carell, Julianne Moore as a couple ending their marriage after, having 2 kids, raising a family. They're at the end of their ropes. They can't really stand each other anymore.
Right.
And everybody's basically in love in this movie. I don't know if you remember that British film, that British romantic comedy, Love Actually.
I love Love Actually,
Yeah.
and
I
it makes
love-
me such a girl.
Yeah, me too. I love that
It
movie.
makes me such a girl.
I think that's probably one of the best romantic comedies in the past decade.
Really?
And it tries to set itself up like that, these layers of different storylines, which is kind of neat to watch them, how they kind of interconnect and things like that. And there's some really nice surprises in this film that you don't see. I mean, a lot of these romantic comedies, you can see the twists coming from a mile away, and this one you really don't at all.
No, I was pleasantly surprised by this movie. I thought it was going to be one of those big ensemble things along the lines of like Love Actually, but the poorer one like Valentine's Day.
Yeah, just to have names in there, just to have them, right?
Because like, oh, here's Emma Stone, she's hot right now, and Marissa Tomei, she's hot in 1991. She's been around a long time.
She's still attractive.
No, well, I mean, I'm sorry, hot as in popular.
Oh, I see.
I'm not commenting on the aged woman, Laura. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't say anything just now. Anyway.
Steve Carell here, he plays a guy just got dumped by his wife.
Julianne Moore always plays. I just spit. Excuse me. That's rude in front of the ladies. I just spit.
Well, you apologize.
I'm sorry. No, she always plays sort of. She's been playing cold characters lately. And I think she's not given a lot to do here other than for you to root against.
Right. I think when a lot of the emotion of the film comes between her and Steve Carell's scenes, and Steve Carell has proven he can do this.
He's fantastic in this.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody really expected this of him.
Well, when you see something like Little Miss Sunshine, and he does a great job as, it's a comedic piece, but he has some
this is sort of a
emotion.
kind of a cross between his Office persona and something like Little Miss Sunshine,
Right.
where he plays off the cluelessness, you know, that he comes from being, you know, the Michael Scott character, and then what's happening here? Oh, hey, cool, delivery. This show is a mess. This is an absolute mess. All right. Thank you. Put those. You're supposed to hold on to these. Put those away.
Ryan Gosling comes out in this.
Right. Yes.
And he plays kind of like the Will Smith character in that movie Hitch.
Yeah, you turned to me when we saw this movie and said, "Oh, I hope this doesn't turn into Hitch."
Right, and it didn't. I mean, there's
no fatty fall down, go boom.
Yeah.
From Hitch.
Well, yeah, Steve Carell has a lot more talent in the comedy world than what's his name, Kevin James.
Kevin James.
Yeah.
Your buddy Kevin James.
I met him.
Laura met him. Fatty didn't fall down and go boom that time. No, like I said, it was a pleasant surprise. A twist. Can we tell people there's a twist?
Well, no. I mean,
no, we're not going to
we
tell them
just-
what it is, but there's something you don't expect.
Yeah.
To kind of thwart romantic comedy conventions, there's something you're like, oh, and it was a really pleasant.
Right. There was, and there's this underlying dorkiness through the whole movie that I liked a lot. Like Steve Carell's characters, and even Emma Stone. Like Emma
Right.
Stone has this kind of, I don't know, like squareness about her.
Very self-aware.
that works.
It's kind of a little more like she's sort of plays self-aware the way Friends with Benefits wanted to.
That's good.
If anybody remembers our Friends with Benefits review from.
If not, you can find
If
it.
not,
on-
go back to last week's video when, yeah. Everybody's talking, but you probably can't hear anybody, so it just sounds like I'm pausing as though I totally suck at doing this job. So there's people like Lorena over here is talking. Cyber Bob just came in and threw some movie passes at us. Anyway, what's your grade for this one?
I'm giving this one a solid B.
A solid B. I would say that. I would almost go to a B plus because it surprised me so much. Yeah.
We'll both agree. Recommendation.
Yes. All right. Moving on. Is your DVD pick this week? Is it tied in with?
It's tied in with Crazy Stupid Love. I was looking for another movie about divorce or the end of relationships that I liked, and I remember this one movie back in '98. It's a dark comedy drama called Your Friends and Neighbors, which features one of the most misogynistic characters in movie history. Like if you're a woman thinking that you're gonna go see this sweet little romantic comedy back in '98, you're gonna walk out like with your jaw to the floor how jerkish this guy was, and he's played by Jason Patric.
Well, isn't he naturally like that?
In real life,
Yeah.
I've actually met Jason Patrick.
And he is misogynistic.
Well, he's not misogynistic, but when I met him, he was a jerk.
So did you see that movie like in high school on a date or something?
No,
Okay.
I don't go to a lot of movies.
Well, where are you? Aren't you from like a small cow town?
Yeah.
Like they project movies on the side of a cow. Like you have to make sure that it's all white. Like it can't be like a Brahman cow. Yeah.
No.
Like, oh, it's really dark in the middle of the picture because. No, who's in this? Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller's in it. Catherine Keener. You can't go wrong with Catherine Keener. Amy Brenneman is in it. But a little fun movie trivia on this. Back in '98, this shows how mean-spirited the movie is. The movie contains no violence and no nudity, but it was originally rated NC-17.
Why?
Because it's just so like mean. It's just a mean movie. It's a mean
Really?
type of movie. Yeah. But you should check it out. It's a good movie.
All right, that's your friends. Let's right when we have women here, you have to pick the most misogynistic movie
Hey,
ever.
You didn't tell
You're
me
like,
we were gonna have guests.
ladies, this is gonna make you mad. This is gonna offend you.
I didn't know I was gonna have guests. If not, I would have picked, I don't know, Valentine's Day, which was no, I wouldn't have picked that.
You should have picked Love Actually.
No, well, there you go.
Anyway, all right, giveaways this week. Laura's got them. First up, we've got The Change Up. Okay, here we go. There we go. Oh, The Change Up. This is with Ryan Reynolds and Jason Bateman. Second movie each for them this summer. Second big movie.
And next week we're gonna be doing something special.
Something special for The Change Up. Should all of our technical difficulties be resolved? Yes. Did you see this already?
I'm watching it tonight.
I saw this last night. I guess I can't talk about it yet.
Not yet.
But this screening is for Tuesday, August 2nd, at the Santikos Palladium. I'll pass these out to the ladies here. There's one for Allie. There's one for for Catherine. That was for Allie. You passed it down.
Oh.
Here's for Laura.
Yay.
There you go. That's the change up. Let me drop that on the floor. Next up, we're going to open them first, I guess. We've got passes for The Help.
I want to see this one.
Okay, you want to see this one? So there you go. You got a pass already. This is another movie.
Emma Stone again.
Another one, yes, with Emma Stone. This is the third. Don't put that. Has nothing to DreamWorks. It doesn't have a cool artwork on it. This is the third. This is the third movie this summer with Emma Stone.
Yeah.
Everybody's busy this summer. This is Monday, August 8th at Santico Silverado, and you've seen this already.
I've seen that already.
And we can't talk about it yet.
Not yet.
I'll be there Monday, August 8th at Silverado. So if you see me, come talk to me.
Because I won't have anybody else to talk to.
Because Kiko won't be there, so I don't have anyone to talk to. Maybe Laura will be there.
I'll go.
Okay. And here, we'll pass that down to Catherine and then Allie. All right. That's it for this week. Oh, you can log on to WAI.com and sign up to win those. We should have come up with something funny for people to do to win those, but
Next time.
next time. All right. That's all the time we got for this week. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, mercy. This is so rough.